Firstly, we would like to thank the Ministry of Education for giving us the opportunity to contribute to this good cause. We hope that our contribution will assist the Ministry in its rebuilding efforts. I just want to mention that apart from this cash contribution, we are also giving free internet access to 20 severely affected schools in the north for 1 year. So that those schools will be announced by end of this week, and they will receive internet which will be content filtered and for a period of this full academic year. On the infrastructure side, I'm sure all of you would have seen the damages caused by the cyclones and the flooding. Telecom has been no exception. We have also suffered a lot of damage to our infrastructure. A lot of places our fiber optic cables have been damaged, and our teams are working around the clock to restore services. Though we have not had major disruptions on the network because of resiliency in the network, but damage has been caused, and our teams are working to restore those damaged areas at the earliest. So with those few words, once again I thank the Minister for allowing us the opportunity, and the Permanent Secretary, and thank you everyone.
It's one of those occasions that actually makes me very happy. And I just want to say thank you once again, CEO, to you and your team for thinking about the children and for partnering with the Ministry and coming on board, especially in these times. If I can give you a brief update of the work carried out by the Ministry of Education in the wake of TC Yasa, 21% of our schools are still in progress with our quick fixes, and I am pleased to say that we have completed 21 schools out of the close to 30 schools that needed rehab. I'm talking about rehab, it's not a rebuild. Lekutu Secondary is a total rebuild program, and I can assure you, CEO, your contributions of 200,000 will go towards rebuilding Lekutu Secondary. We lost out on 7 classrooms, and currently we have learning spaces for years 9 to year 13s. Most of these children are in the learning shelters, but these learning shelters have now been removed when the warnings for TC Anna was given. And one of the reasons for us to delay the school opening for a further week was that because we had removed or dismantled all the learning shelters to ensure that they do not sustain damages through TC Anna. And we're also aware of the fact that many communities and settlements and villages were also underwater, and we anticipated that families would be trying to rebuild and clear their homes, and many students would have also lost out on their school stationery and other bags and uniforms. So I know giving them an extra 1 week would bring some comfort in trying to not rebuild but clean up and assess the damages that they have. But at this point in time, can I assure the families who have been affected by the recent floods that we will assist their children go back to school? And that is, I think, the resilience that we want people to show. I've been reading reports that families are struggling, thinking, how will they send the children back to school? If I can assure the parents, you have your ministry, you have all these donors and corporate bodies who are still calling us up and saying that they will come on board and they will assist, send these children back to school. The same thing happened when we coordinated our efforts in sending our children back after TC Yasa. And we surpassed our targeted students whom we assisted, and assistance continues to pour in. So my message to the students, please don't worry, we are here. To the parents, we'll take that burden off your shoulders if you are struggling with the stationery and bags for your children that would have been damaged in the recent floods. Okay? Please worry about getting your homes in order, and we will take care of your children. So assessments are still being done on the ground by NDMO. And as of yesterday, we were told that about 14,000 families were still taking shelter in close to 400 evacuation centers, out of which 132 were schools. So that was another contributing factor for us to say let's delay opening of the school. Our people are still taking shelter in our schools. However, as of today, we are getting reports that most of the evacuees are returning home, but we will still need to clean up all these schools and disinfect it so that our children are safe to return to schools on Monday. Okay, to our teachers, I know it's very challenging times, but I ask you to work with your school managements and communities, go out the extra mile to see that our schools are prepared by Monday. But all in all, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we'll overcome this disaster, and with the assistance of our corporate partners, such as today, TFL, we thank you for your generosity. We thank you for thinking about our children, and we commend you for that. And we hope and pray that you are also able to quickly repair the damages that has been done to your structures as well. To your team, thank you once again. And to the media, I would just like to say thank you for keeping our people updated, and I hope the information that we've shared today goes to the parents, especially to the parents and our children. I've been receiving a lot of reports from parents and children saying, when are you going to open the schools? I ask that we not be selfish in such times. Even if you have water and electricity and your houses have not been damaged, let us think about those who are still going through this crisis. And that was the reason why we said, let's think about everybody. There was a lot of pressure for us to open schools in the Central Division, because in the Central Division, only two of our schools had flood waters, Korabo Primary and Londoni District. Yeah. So work across the country has started yesterday. We are clearing up our schools that had flood waters entering the classroom. I'd like to thank the youth groups, the school communities and managements and parents who have acted very quickly. And as we go around, we see schools being brought to the normal stage. Flood waters have gone. But one thing that still remains a concern for us is children still playing in muddy and flood waters. I urge that parents monitor the movements of their children. And a lot of waterborne diseases, we are talking about leptospirosis, and the fact that we need to keep our children safe and ourselves safe. Lives could be saved if we follow instructions. Stay away from flooded rivers, keep away from muddy creeks, and just take care of yourself. Boil drinking water. These are simple things that I don't understand why we need to remind people of these simple things. Let's listen to warnings, especially parents. Don't let your children go out of sight. I mean, lives are lost, and it creates further miseries to what we already have. Okay, so let's all work together, and I'm sure we'll be able to overcome this disaster. And when we start schools on Monday, again, I will urge parents to send the children to school, but ensure that the road access is safe. You know, that those where there's crossings have been broken and stuff. We will urge parents to adhere to warnings and take all precautionary measures. Week 1, if children are not able to come to school in week 1, I don't want children to worry about that, right? Schools will be open, and we will allow you to make your way to schools as and when you feel it is safe. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And I'd also like to thank all those, once again, all those sponsors that have come on board to partner with the Minister of Education and still keeping education at the center of everything. And I think that's the way it is, okay? Disasters will come and go, okay? We will rise, and we will bring normalcy to our lives. Let us start with bringing normalcy to our children and our families. And I think, like the Prime Minister has been saying, assessments will be carried out, and then we will provide the much assistance that is needed by our people. So till then, stay safe, and God bless you all. Thank you.